Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Wonderlands build video, and today I will be going over Geist Knight. This is a Blight Knight gun build focused on getting awe to help boost Geist in the shell. I mainly made this build because it's a common multi-class people use, and it's not really anything special. It's fun using hammer even if it doesn't do damage, and it's a good way of proccing anointments and some skills. This is basically just like if you have a Clawbringer, you don't want to make another class for gun build, this is the build to go for strictly purely guns. There's other builds you can use that's with guns, but it's not purely guns. The save file for this build will be in my Discord link down below. You can also find my Twitch where I stream Wonderlands and other games from time to time. If you like this build, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear, we use guns that are just nice for critting or just a good gun in general. Here we have a regular Sukhov. This is just a really strong pistol. It is a non-unique. It rolls cross bolts. It has good crit formula. It's fast DPS. It's just amazing. And then here I have a crossblade, one of my favorite weapons. This is the highest damage I've seen from crossblades I've farmed. I don't know if it can get any better. It is unfortunately a 2 mag and not an 8 mag, but I don't know what 8 mag can get to. Then I have a sword explosion. This is pretty much bossing. Doesn't get better than that. It's like you could do other weapons, but like it's just gonna take longer. And then I have a White Rider just because it's really good. You want to get the 2 ammo per shot because this is actually means it shoots 2 projectiles. It just doesn't say so. It's just more damage. This is almost perfect parts. It has 18 mag. It just needs 21% crit instead of 10%, but it's whatever. And then you'll see I just have a bunch of different guns. Krauser's pretty cool. Nightshade, Great Bow. I haven't messed with Red Heli too much, but I've had some fun with it. I just have a bunch of random stuff. Ruby's Fight is always good on gun builds. Kettle Jump's amazing. Last Right's ricochets, so it's great for mobbing. Liquid Cooling's always good. Catatumbo, I'm pretty sure felt good on this. Same with Masterwork Hambo. Just as you can see, I've messed with a couple things and also just kind of have them sitting there that I haven't really messed with. So just try out stuff that you like. And then for the enchants here, we have Axial Start damage dealt, but you can also get spellcast gun damage or axial start gun damage or spellcast all damage. Just mix and match between these 3 slots: the spell, the melee, and the gun. Then we go up peg leg. It's just used for the reload speed and also the movement speed for amnesia if you can get a good one. We use the echo hilt so we can get the occasional big hit. The element parts and chaos tier don't really matter here. An elemental one can proc dots, but because of what we're using Clawbringer, it doesn't really matter too much, so we're pretty good there. And then I use a body rune for survivability and a fire bonus element. I also use low health enchant for this better survivability. The damage doesn't really matter much. This 5% max health regen is always really, really good. Been a couple times I haven't used it, but I mostly do use it. You want to use a health part ideally, and because body rune are pretty easy to farm, it's not like a terrible farm, but it also isn't too impactful for a body rune. The effect is the big thing. The passives don't matter at all. And then you see that we get all this survivability because of the amnesia to keep us alive. And so here goes Sacrificial Skeep. This is used for survivability. If you want better mobbing, Barbalute is really good for that. For crossbow weapons like my Riveter, this Hambo, Catatumbo, Ruby Spite is insane with it. It just depends on the guns. Krauser would also be good with it. But then the main thing you want to look out for is blight power, and then all damage rolls, and then just get an element that is good for your guns. All damage will, as it says, affect all your damage. So guns, Geist, all good. And then blight color power will increase your Geist in the shell. It should say here. Yeah, it'll increase Geist in the shell damage, and also Whisper of Rot, which is the class feat, which gives us status effects. Base of at max 25%, so we have 72, I don't know, maybe 40% around elemental damage there, and that's just affecting everything, all elemental damage, which is really, really good. And so then you just get more elemental damage from your amulet slot there too. And then we use a fortifying sigil, again for survivability, but it also gives all damage, which is really nice. We don't need all damage as much since we're using a selective amnesia, but if you can't get a good amnesia, this all damage is just gonna be even better. That max health regen it's the same as this low health enchant, so if you're ever getting low in health, you can definitely cast this and it's really good. You want to try and get a lightning one to proc amped up for shield regen, and then you want to focus radius and cooldown parts. The health regen, as I said, is really good. It saved my life multiple times. This is just really good, and it just protects you from enemy projectiles, which is great. And then I've been mentioning it to selective amnesia. I normally don't use this on gun builds, but this is just really good on this. Multiple ways for me to use it. I don't really care about spellcast stuff as much, so I'm pretty good there. And that's why I go radius. This is like the only one I have spellcast. Doesn't matter too much. But the main thing you want to look for is an armor with awe. Specifically claw blight color, because you get that blight color power, but getting a claw stabbo isn't the worst thing in the world because the all points are what you want to look for. This also can roll burn offering, which is really nice spell cooldown, which means we can spam ourselves more, and also it gives us some gun damage, which is great. That's another reason I like using the fortifying sigil here, is because we do have spell cooldown, but prioritize awe over that, and also passives over that, and the legendary effect. Other stuff you could use is an amalgam or a mosquito. You could also use a cape of tides, since I don't take bogged down here, but I'll go over why I don't later. And then the main thing you want to look for is move speed and gun damage. We take move speed for amnesia because that turns all your move speed to all damage. So like the all damage roll on Skeep, or the damage from fortifying sigil, or this enchant here, it's really good, and you don't have to even be moving. It just takes how much move speed stat you have and just turns it into damage, which is crazy good. And then also area damage can be really nice, as it'll help with Geist in the Shell and also splash guns. And then we use the Shark's Fang just because it's like the best thing you can use for all gun builds, because it double rolls gun damage. You want to try and get anything that'll benefit your guns, mainly the crit damage, but if you find other stuff, it's not too bad. So I have a shotgun here and pistol here, and it's just great to have. And then here for the skill tree, we use Storm Dragon Judgment, mainly just because I like throwing hammer. It's very satisfying. You could also use Bog Totem. They're both used to spam enchants. But the big thing about Storm Dragon Judgment is it's lightning, which means it'll proc amped up. We do also have Fortifying Sigil procking it, but this is just more sources of it. We don't go bogged down because of needing a source of poison damage that we have Geist, but you probably want other ones. And we don't really have many gun options with that. And also it just means weaker fire damage, and fire is just really good in general, and I don't want to give that up. So we don't take bogged down. You can take it if you want, or you could get like a Tidebreaker spell, or you could get Cape of Tides armor, and those would work nice for you. Now we go 5 Geist in the Shell because this is double dipping. It takes your gun base damage of impact, and then it goes through the ability formula. which is just crazy strong. It has a 20% chance, so with multi-pellet, it's really often proccing, and it takes 35% of your gun damage. And then here we have the Wraith Mail going. This will restore our ward on kill, insanely good. Hex Machina gives us fire rate, and when we swap weapons, even more fire rate. So this is up to 30%, which is just better DPS. We go Flawless Edge because it's like the best bonus here, and it gives damage. Because we have all damage everywhere else, it doesn't matter as much. That's why I only go 3, as it helps get down the tree. Then we go Amped Up. This gives move speed for Selective Amnesia, and it also restores our ward for better survivability to also help against Selective Amnesia. I'd say these two are like I always take a must-have for any white collar build, and then Geist is mainly a must-have for any gun build. Everything else just kind of depends. We don't go Worst Curse, even though it gives ability damage, which would boost Geist in the Shell, because you would need a source of dark magic, which you could get from a corrupted plate mail, now that I'm thinking of it, but I personally wouldn't. You'd probably just take the points from Flawless Edge and just put it in here, but it's just whatever. And I guess then you could get ability damage roll on here. That'd be good. Same with all damage. All damage is better on here if you don't have Selective Amnesia. The only reason we get move speed is because it turns to all damage. I just wanted to point that out. And then we go Burnt Offering because this gives spell cooldown and gun damage, which is really, really good. Then here we only go one Oath of Thunder because Hammer isn't doing damage, neither is our melee attack. So this is really just here to proc, have a chance to proc Amped Up. Now Hammer could do damage on lower chaos levels while like you're climbing, and that could be a reason to go more. You take it out of these two because these are actually these three are dump points, so you can do whatever you want there. We go Max Oath of Fire because it's a bonus element for our guns. Then we take Rebuke because it gives some damage reduction, which is nice. We don't do it for the ability damage, but at least 1 point is nice for proccing Awe for the lightning damage part. And I just put a point here in Dedication because some more cooldown's nice, but Storm Dragon Judgment, since you throw it and then recall it back fast, it doesn't really need the cooldown. Blasphemous favorite here is just to help proc Awe. That's the same reason as Rebuke. It's not good, but it helps. So yeah, these can just literally go wherever. Fireball's used for the gun damage. Storm Breath gives damage reduction. These are also used to proc Awe. And then Awe is amazing crit damage. It is only additive with Shrine crit, which means it's multiplicative with all other crit damage. And then Indomitables amazing survivability as you get a bonus element. And then you also get like pretty much a save from Save Your Soul. Just getting your ward all the way back. And then we don't go Spirit Swarm here as I've seen some people do because Clawbringer is not good for a dot build. That's why we don't use it. Now if you only have a Clawbringer and you want to use a dot build, then I can understand, and that's also another reason why this build is here, is if you just have a Clawbringer and you want to do a gun build, this is probably the best combo for just purely guns. But the only support we get is Dragon Aura and Awe if, and I say if, a strong dot crits for Spirit Swarm. Spirit Swarm cannot crit, so it does not get all crit from Spirit Swarm specifically. And then also going to Spirit Swarms means you have to get all purely from armor, which is more gear specific. So yeah. That's why we don't go Spirit Swarm. If you want to, you can. Awe is more, it's just harder to come by. Then you have to get it specifically from gear. And then just less guns use as well, because then you want to go more dot focused, while this is more open ranged, as open as it can be. And then I go Village Idiot as it's the main class you go for background, and it just gives crit damage. It's great. Almost everything can crit. So this is just great. And then I put the rest in max HP and ward for better survivability, and then in spell cooldown so I can spam my spell more. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This isn't my favorite gun build, but it is a little different way to play with, just the different way to play and with gear. Makes it feel a bit unique in its own way. I haven't tried all guns, but there's definitely a nice assortment that will work for this build. Again, the save file will be found in my Discord link down below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.